Evening everybody, how you doing? Back again. It's Monday night and it's pitch black outside. So I think this room is probably the best lighting I'm going to be able to get. And I've just spent the last 5 minutes wiggling the camera around trying to get stuff in and get it so we're sort of more or less where I can show off what I want to show off, which is easier said than done. Excuse me. Set them slide them out as per usual. Yeah. So Saturday, just gone. Tattoo day at last. It's been long enough. I say it's actually been just over a year since my last session. So it's fine. It's about time I finally got some more done on that. And yep, been looking forward to it. Everything went really well. So a slight change of plans, which I had expected anyway, just because I know what Sam is like. My cat's down there on the floor. Hello, madam. I might pick her up and show her in front of the camera in a second. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, Saturday, got another good session done. So the original plan going in was just to get more solid black on both forearms. Obviously this one hasn't been done. This is what I started off with on the other arm. So literally just that side of the forearm. It's really awkward trying to get everything in camera. Yeah, literally just that side of the forearm is exactly the same as it was on the other arm. And the original plan was literally just blacking out both of the forearms, just because that's something Anna wanted for the wedding, which obviously that hasn't happened. But yeah, she does not like the half black, half not black look like that. So just the plan was before the wedding to get both forearms blacked in, just so the wedding pictures looked a bit nicer, and so she would be a bit happier with that. But obviously that hasn't happened, which I'm not hugely surprised about. So knowing Sam, my tattoo artist, knowing him as I do, I knew it wasn't exactly going to go the way we originally said, because nothing ever does with him. So now that sounds bad in a way, but it's not. It's not. So yeah, end up just working on the one arm, and we've got a huge amount of area done on the one arm. See if I can show you there. That's all the way around the front of the forearm, except the elbow, and comes all the way up the inside of the bicep, and pretty much all the top of the bicep as well. Let's give you a little bit of a view there. It's not the easiest thing to show on camera, but there we go. Yeah, so I had a couple of ideas going in. This other stuff I might like to try. Like I considered leaving a few just gaps down the middle and the odd few shapes and stuff. But after talking to him, he said he'd been thinking about what we could do as well. That's the majority black, which obviously that's what we've done, but we're just leaving a little bit of negative space just to create some sort of design. And he's a big fan of traditional styles of tattooing. A lot of what he does is various different traditionally influenced, at least, tattooing. And he said he wanted to try and do a sort of Japanese. What are you doing, you crazy cat? A Japanese. Hang on. Hey, little squish. Oh, that was a squeak. You didn't like being picked up, did you? Oh, sorry, madam. Hello. There you go. Sorry about that. Yeah, he said what he wanted to try and do was to do a sort of a Japanese, traditional Japanese inspired blackwork piece. So I thought, what the hell? Worst case scenario, if I don't like it, I will just black everything out completely like the original plan was anyway. And so yeah, the basic idea of what he has decided is that we'll do half and half. So the inside, obviously, along here on this arm, is gone with what would you call it? What are you doing now, crazy cat? She's ripping something up on the floor. What you would do? So yeah, so we've gone with just a few, like sort of the cloud patterns, the traditional cloud patterns and wind bars on that side of the arm. And then on this arm, what we will do, don't know why I'm showing that because there's nothing there, but on this side, what we'll do sort of water patterns and waves. That's sort of to more or less mirror it, but just a slightly different pattern on the other side. And so we will be going covering the rest of the top here in black, just solid black, and just having the inside, with the pen. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to show you, because I quite like the way it's turned out. Because you can't, no, that's not good enough. Let's go down a bit more. Because you can't really see a great deal of the pattern from the front. It isn't until I actually open my arm up it becomes obvious, which I absolutely love that. I really, really do like that. I'm really very, very happy with the way it's turned out. So what we'll be doing in the next session, obviously we'll be finishing off this, and then I might either get him to start the water pattern on the other side, or do some more just a solid black on the outside. But the more I look at it, especially bearing in mind that I really like the whole fact that you can't really see it from the front with my arm down, I'm actually considering just bringing the actual solid black slightly further down, just so it makes it all the more subtle. So it'll cut off just a tiny bit, even just sort of half an inch or so, and I'll be able to bring the solid black more or less perfectly in line with the don't know what you'd call it, but where the top of the bicep meets the delt there. And then on the back, I might see if you'd be up for just bringing the back black slightly further across this way as well. Again, it would cut off a little bit of this, but then it would come all the way up here. And so again, it would literally only be the inside that has the design on it and the pattern on it. So when my arm's down, it would look completely, or near enough completely black, until I then open my arm up and it looks like that. And obviously be more or less exactly the same on the other side. So again, I'll probably bring the solid black slightly further down and have the water patterns and the wave patterns just on the underside again. I actually really, really like that. I'm really quite surprised at how well it turned out. But I said to him going in, I trust his judgment. He is a fantastic artist, and this is the sort of stuff he loves doing. He loves doing big, heavy black work, especially with a tribal influence and a traditional influence. And this is something he said he'd like the idea of giving a go, and I think it's turned out really well. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that. I say I will at some point bring it all further up the wrist as well, and eventually my hands will be black as well. But that's something I'll talk about more when I do my future mods video about tattoos. But yeah, so yeah, overall the tattoo, I hate to be that guy. I don't want to sound like I'm being that guy who just says tattoos don't hurt. And I really hate it when people say stuff like that, because it just sounds so douchey. And it sounds like people are trying to put on like a tough front or something. But as I say, I've had 2 sessions now, and I really don't... It's certainly not pleasant, don't get me wrong, but I really don't find it as painful as a lot of other people seem to. I guess I'm just very lucky in that regard. So when we had the outsides done, there was barely any pain or discomfort at all, and the majority of what he's done in here, most of it was, like I say, it was uncomfortable. It certainly wasn't pleasant, but I wouldn't say it was that painful at all. Certain areas I did find obviously a lot worse than others, like particularly going across the tendons in my forearm. That was particularly painful, and just on the inside here, on the inside of the bicep, I found that particularly painful as well. And then right at the very end of the session, he went over a couple of areas just to do a few little touch-ups of what he felt needed just a little bit more work. And going back over an already tattooed area, that was painful. So that was probably the worst bit. There's moths flying around the window and the cat's looking at them. She's going to start making weird noises in a minute, she always does. No, maybe not. Because she's on camera, she's not going to do it. But yeah. So yeah, I found, like I said, I found sort of the inside of the bicep here particularly bad. And across the top where the skin's really thin, across the tendons and the wrist, I found that quite a particularly bad area. And I do remember when we had these bits done, just where the real knobbly bony bits are, I did find that quite unpleasant as well. But honestly, the vast majority of it, like I say, I don't want to say it's pain-free because it's not, but I guess I'm just very, very lucky, and it isn't really enough to bother me a great deal. I feel so bad for Anna. She had some more work done on her shoulder, finishing. She's almost got a completely solid black arm now, and she suffered so much. She had sort of a circle about this big that was a face. It was originally a face. Oh, you scared the life out of me, cat. What are you doing? Sorry, she just walked up and attacked my leg. I thought she was slow there. Sorry, anyway. Yeah, so Anna, she had a mask, a no face, the character no face. She had the face of the character on her arm here, and she just had it filled in solid black. And to basically complete her full solid black arm now. And she was suffering so badly. It almost made me feel bad that I don't suffer more. But I honestly think I'm just very lucky. And then yeah, so I honestly just think I'm very lucky in that regard. And I have no doubt there's plenty of other places that will be very unpleasant as I slowly progress more with the tattoos. But yeah, I'm gonna take it for what it is, and I'm not gonna question it too bad, and I'm just gonna be happy that it doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, anyway, I'll give you a real another quick look at what we've done. See if I can get the light on there. Especially when I get the light right, it really looks nice, I think anyway. And like I say, I will speak to Sam about possibly bringing the black slightly down, so it will cut off a little bit of this. And I'll probably cut off just the top here as well, just so it goes nicely into the I don't exactly know what you call it, but just the insertion point, I guess, between the bicep and the delt there, and then all under here will be more patterns, and then the majority of the back around this side will be solid black. And so I'll speak to him and see if he'd be comfortable bringing it a little bit further over here. Again, that would cut off a little bit of this, but it wouldn't cut off too much here. Obviously, we haven't gone too far this way. He decided, so we did what we've done here. It took about 4.5 hours, something like that. I didn't actually time it properly, and I should have done. But we started at about 12:30 and finished just about 5 in the evening. And towards the end, I was starting to flag a little. I was starting to feel a little bit wiped out. So I have a feeling 4 to 5 hours is probably going to be my maximum for the most part, doing stuff like this. But I say he especially didn't want to do the elbow anyway, because he told me that a lot of people do struggle healing that. He told me a lot of people do tend to struggle healing the elbow ditch, and I've seen that with Anna. She had real problems doing both of hers, because both of her arms are both pretty much completely tattooed. She's got one solid black arm and one sort of, I don't know how to explain it, but like tribal, I think they're sort of Polynesian inspired animals. But she had, especially on the solid black arm, she had real trouble healing the ditch, the arm ditch, whatever you call it, the elbow ditch. But yeah, Sam told me that from his experience as a tattooer, a lot of people have trouble healing this whole area due to the movement, and he didn't want me to have to try and heal this as well at the same time. There's obviously another area that's subject to a lot of movement. So yeah, we end up calling it a day there, just leaving a little bit of a gap around here. And the cat is back. Crazy little lady. What are you doing? She is such a tiny cat, I love it. Anyway, what are you doing, madam? Do you want to come up again? You're going to lay down there. Alright, you lay down there. Anyway, so yeah, for the time being, obviously, I forgot what I was saying. We've left this bit blank, and like I say, I will have a word with him and see what he thinks. But I will probably see if he's up for bringing the solid black a little bit further down this way. Then that way, from the side, the entire bit there will be completely black. And it's like that. Obviously you'll see a little bit under here like this, but even then, if I bring it down a little bit, you're not going to see much. But even if I just bring it down so it covers the elbow, about there, it'll take out a little bit of what he's done there. But it's probably better to do that before he fills all this in and say, oh, I want half of that covered up as well. But I will discuss it with him further down the line. We haven't got a date booked in as yet. Oh, aren't you lovely? We haven't got another date booked in as yet, but I would like to try and get something in before before the wedding in February. just so I can try and get at least partially this covered for the pictures like Anna wants. And I'll see if I can get a little bit more work done under here. Maybe even just straightening up some of the black there, like mentioned. But yeah, so I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I say it turned out better than I had expected. That's wrong. That's a bad way of putting it. But I didn't expect it to be bad in any way whatsoever. But I think I like it more than I expected I would, if that makes sense. Especially, like I say, the fact that I can stand. Let me move back a bit. The fact that when I stand with my arms down, you barely even notice the pattern, and then it just comes out. I think that's awesome. I think it's yeah. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm sure that's obvious because I'm just smiling all over the place. So yeah. Anyway, there's been must be close to 20 minutes. No, 16 minutes. So we'll call it quits there. I'll get this uploaded, and I'll get back to some of my proper, previously scheduled videos later in the week. I will do my my main piercing thing. I've decided to break the piercing video into two, future modifications piercing video into two, because there's a couple of piercings that are quite normal-ish that I want to get done, and there's others that are just stupid. I'll put that out there right now, they're just stupid, but I want to experiment with them and see what happens. So I'll cut the video in half and make two separate videos for that. So anyway, I will get that done at the weekend. I think this weekend and the following weekend I've got plenty of spare time, so I will have more than enough opportunity to actually sit down and sort all that out. Get all that done. You know, Squish. We'll say goodbye together. Good job. Oh, you don't like being picked up much, do you? Don't really pick her up very often. Mwah. Can you see yourself from there? Or you just sniff my nose? What's that? You want to go down? There you go. Yeah, she doesn't particularly like being picked up, but she still wants hugs afterwards. Anyway, speak to you all soon. Now what are you doing? There's a bag down there. She keeps trying to rip it up. Anyway, speak to you all again soon. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and we will get back to regularly scheduled programming. I don't know. Sorry, I'm a little bit hyper tonight. I've had far too much caffeine. Meow. I'll say goodbye. Bye. Bye for now.